Welcome, mentors, to the Aquila Theological Institute's learning platform. Thank you for investing in your apprentices. This orientation video will help you navigate your mentor dashboard and effectively guide your apprentices through our curriculum. When you log in, you will notice the distinction between the Learn and Teach sections in your menu, in your dashboard here. Under Learn, this section will show you programs you're signed up for, such as the mentor training, which is a short course to get you oriented and focused on the task before you. The Teach section is your command center, so to speak. This is where you manage cohorts, oversee apprentice progress, and provide feedback. Under the Teach section as well, you can manage your assigned cohorts, these paths. Here you can also add new apprentices via an invitation. So if you go to People, you can click on Manage, and these are groups that are created. So we create groups for each individual church, and then within that group, there are subgroups for specific cohorts. So you're better able to manage and add people to these subgroups. So here, for example, you've got Koinonia as the church, that's the main group, and they've got 3 subgroups within it. Important is you do want to be able to also add people to each of these cohorts. And so here you have the option to do that by clicking on your group, and then you can click on Add. Now here you can send a link or a QR code specifically to your apprentice, or alternatively, if you have their email address, you can click on add their email address, and that will automatically add them to this group. They will also get an email notification for that. And so by adding them to that group, they are accessing all these different areas. If you want to add them to a specific subgroup where a specific cohort is set, for example, the 1-year apprenticeship, you would want to do that by clicking on the 1-year apprenticeship and then adding them to that cohort. Going back to the paths. So within a specific cohort, let's take, for example, the let me scroll down here, the 1-year apprenticeship. Within this cohort, you have flexibility to tailor certain things. You can make certain adjustments, but most importantly is the adjustments to the curriculum is better, where you want to make changes that better suit the specific needs of an apprentice within your context, whether it's language restrictions, anything like that. You want to make sure that the inputs and outputs align with the current ministry context or areas that you think require additional growth. Now, that you normally want to do in advance together with the academic mentor, for example, changing an assigned reading to a different book or a different language. Within these cohorts, you have all the different sections that your apprentice will go through. And as they work their way through, whether it's one apprentice or multiple apprentices, you can also see the statistics in terms of how they've progressed through that section. And you can also schedule certain things. This will allow you to say, okay, I want to make sure that this cohort finishes up things by the 15th of May. And so they get that notification, they get that information as well. Very important part is your inbox. Your inbox up here on the right-hand side and the little bell is your primary tool for engagement. The notification bell alerts you when an apprentice completes a section or posts a question for feedback. You can also set it to give you an email. Here, for example, you can either set it to daily or weekly. You get an email with all those notifications bundled together. Alternatively, just never get those emails. Even more important is this button over here. This is your inbox. Now within your inbox, you can dive directly into an apprentice's specific progress, review their submitted reflections or files, and provide the affirmations or corrections required to build their competency. Taking, for example, this one at the bottom, I'm diving straight into this window here. Now there are no pending reviews. Nothing is waiting for me to review it, so I'm going to change to everything. And here now I can see all the progress that my apprentice Lucas has gone through in the life group leadership training. and I can see his progress. So here, for example, with the cross, the gray cross, I can see he hasn't gone through the humility reflection part yet, but I can see 10 days ago he finished the desire reflection. So I can click on that and I can immediately see the answers he has submitted in the reflection questions. And I can either discuss that here directly, or most of the time I would then have a direct face-to-face or telephone conversation and discuss these a little bit further. Most important aspect of apprenticeship is the real-life engagement between your apprentice and you, as well as your church. You will find baked into every aspect of our curriculum the need for regular engagement with your apprentices outside of this learning platform. And for that, we provide evaluation forms, we give you guidelines for regular meetings, and that's exactly why this mentor training over here is so important. This is where it all gets assigned to you as the mentor. This is where you get those resources, and you learn how to coordinate with the other mentors. Very helpful. So thank you very much for your leadership in guiding these young men and women, and may God bless your ministry.